And for me, man, I'm super hyped about Kingdom Hearts 3. This trailer was lit. I'm at a loss for words. I just hope that it actually comes out, man. If it actually comes out, no more delays, no more nothing. Day one. And last month, I never pre-ordered a game. I might even pre-order that shit. Damn.
Yo, Mr. Good Guy here, aka MGG, and you just joined the decent crew. We're just a group of guys who discuss, review, rank, and poke fun at all the things we love and hate in manga, anime, and everything else. So sit back and relax because it's all decent over here, man. Run it.
I've been working on this record for a minute. Still I feel like nothing that I do is good enough. My insecurities are creeping in, so they will sleep until the music ain't funny when other people see your pain as I'm using the.
Welcome to the Decent Podcast, episode motherfucking 45. The podcast where we talk about manga, anime, and everything else. This is late as fuck, we tired as fuck. And I got my co-host here who will introduce himself starting right after the bell rings.
Yeah, fuck that bell. I guess that was my intro. What up is Gramps? And I'm gonna go check the door.
All right. It's the fucking niggas next door.
And just like last time, it was a bell from across the street. Because welcome to the hood.
Fucking around in the hood. Alright, we're gonna skip story time this week and jump right into some decent news. So let's get started with some news from like the phone world before we hop into this E3 shit.
So there's been a release of the OnePlus 5 MKBHD. Did a little quick review on that phone. I'm not really excited about it because I'm definitely a Samsung fanboy. When that Note 8 comes out later this year, I'm definitely gonna probably hop up on it.
The Note series was the one that blew up, right?
The Note 7 was the one that blew up.
Oh, okay.
Don't say the Note series as if they all blew up or something.
Well, I'm just saying like Notes versus Galaxies.
Yeah. And assuming that the Note 8 is going to have a stylus with it, I'll definitely be hopping on that. I've come to realize how vital it is to have a fucking stylus on your phone.
Really?
Oh yeah, that shit. I
still don't need one yet.
The accuracy that you can get on that is better than any other thing I've ever fucked.
I still feel I'm just going to lose that shit in like 5 seconds.
I mean, hey man, that's you.
Right?
Your L's.
Right.
I mean, it definitely also notifies you when your phone gets too far from the stylus. So they try to make it loose proof as possible, but you can't make something stupid proof. So
wow, come on, dude. The shade you just threw there, dude. I had a big old bruise on my head from the lampshade you just threw at me.
No, that's actually a reference to construction lingo. Because they try to make things as safe as possible, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But they basically say you can make something as death proof as possible or injury proof as possible, but you can never make anything fully idiot proof. So no matter what, somebody can still end up killing themselves, even if you got the whole fucking building netted off, everybody's tied off to something or whatever. Somebody's gonna always do something stupid to get themselves messed up.
Niggas want to sue, man. Niggas want to get that money. But yeah, I mean, I have a OnePlus 2, so I might upgrade to it. I mean, they say it looks similar to iPhone, which kind of puts me off a little bit. But I'm liking the look, because mine right now, the way my phone looks is like, I think maybe my eyes have now adjusted to not like the clunkiness of phones. And it seems, I like that it's big, but it's like slimmer. Like I kind of want a thin phone again. So mine feels like kind of clunky and fat right now. I have a OnePlus 2. So looking at that, I would like a nice little sleek phone. And then they're talking about the 2 types of cameras, though I'm not 100% sure on the advantages of them just yet.
It's basically Apple did it with their iPhone 7.
Yeah,
it allows you to I guess kind of zoom out to a wider view. Those 2 different modes. Okay, got it. So yeah, so there's that. That could be beneficial. I mean, I don't know how iPhone's camera compares to everyone else, but they put a lot of respect on it. I don't know if that's the one good thing about Apple or not. I'm not that into that world, but it's cool to see that camera's upgraded. I really like my OnePlus 1 camera or my OnePlus series cameras. Like I always get compliments from people when I take, in certain situations, can take some really good pictures. So I would definitely get it for that. And then just in general, like I like to see what other new enhancements and stuff they added to it,
Because I like what I got now.
I think as far as music goes, or just sound quality from most phones, nobody's really blowing anything out the water. I think they're all basically have reached it like this.
Are you talking about like if you're playing it from the speakers?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like
all phones have shitty speakers.
Oh, I'm sure they had to give up on that part because they're just. I feel like the assumption is that most people either are using Bluetooth speakers or headphones, and you're rarely playing something out of your phone speakers. Like, so I can see why they would give up on that because it's like, is it really gonna make that difference of the buy if it has some of the best like speakers, like phone speakers?
Some people actually go off on that shit.
You think so?
I mean, not 100% based on the speakers of it.
Yeah.
But if two phones are neck to neck with each other, then that last
you would buy the one based off the speakers.
Turning factor might be that speaker part.
I guess then that means people are using it because in my head I use it probably like I would say like about the times I'd use it, like if I'm in my room or whatever by myself, like I can hear it when I use it. It's really a situation that I come. It's probably once a month, maybe not even. That's even too often. But like once every so often that I run into a situation where I'm like, damn, I wish my speakers was better so the rest of these niggas could hear this shit. You know what I mean? And I don't have another outlet to produce the sound. So that's interesting. I might actually upgrade to it. But I think OnePlus still does the invite shit, so maybe they'll send me one. They sent me one for like the 3, I think, but I ended up not using it. So it'd be nice if I got one in the mail. We can move on to. I don't have anything in the anime manga news section. Besides one thing, so Hunter x Hunter has finally come back from hiatus. Super hype about that. Read the first chapter, a lot of information, a lot of detail. We might start kicking up reviews of that, so be on the lookout for that. Either way, I'm excited it's back. I'm hoping that he does not take a hiatus for at least like 6 months or something. Come on, he's got to give us like a good chunk of the story right now. Don't come back from hiatus and then next week talk about well, sorry, I'm about to take a 2-week break or whatever. Hunter x Hunter is too good for that shit.
I thought Oda was bad with that shit, huh?
No, man. He takes like him and I think the author for Berserk have like these weird hiatus problems. This dude came back for like a few months with consistent chapters and was like, yeah, I'm gonna take like, he took like a month hiatus, then came back with like 1 chapter, and then he basically took a year hiatus. Like he just came back now from a year hiatus.
This nigga said a year.
I mean, King Lightning be making fun of him because it's like the one time when he took the hiatus was when a new whatever game got released. So basically he like took the hiatus so he could fucking play that game. It was like, damn. I appreciate him though because he works on his own timeline. So at least with like Oda or some of these other mangakas, like I feel like their story sometimes hurts from the fact that they're forced to put it out every week. Yeah. So even when they really want to take a break and develop the story, they can't because it's like, yeah, you got to put it out. People want it, whatever. He doesn't do that. So whenever he does come out with something, it's quality. It just sucks that it happens so often and far apart between each other. But yeah. That's the respect I put on his name. Now we can get into this. That's it for that side of things. We can get to this gaming. Yeah. So E3 happened last week?
No, my dude, it was like 2-3 weeks ago.
Dang. Oh yeah, we're super late with E3 then. So yeah, E3 happened like damn near a month ago. But yeah, so we were looking at some of the games, and we're definitely hyped for a few of them. Maybe we'll do like more in depth about it later. I don't know, but yeah, man, I'm hyped for. Gramps was telling me about Anthem and Beyond Good and Evil 2. Those two, Anthem looks a lot like Destiny. It looked cool, but I can't see myself playing it because I'm not a fan of those, like, going around with my friends to find these loot crates so I could get better weapons. Like, it gets old to me after a while, so I can't see myself purchasing that day one.
But I don't think Beyond Good and Evil is like that.
Yeah, Beyond Good and Evil looks really, really huge. I don't know what the actual gameplay of it is going to be, but the scale has sucked me in. Like,
and what's
I'm
the reason
from the scale of the
what
game.
was the reason behind it? You said it was because of what's the game that disappointed you because it was
No Man's Sky. So No Man's Sky sucked me in from the size of it as well, but it ended up flopping with whatever actually happened again. I never bought it because I heard that it flopped basically. So one day I'll probably buy it and find out that it flopped for real, but whatever. But yeah, so this game has kind of that same scale, but that was kind of my hope for No Man's Sky, was that it was going to inspire a lot more of these bigger games, and I think this is like one of the examples of that, because this game is huge, and through the trailers and gameplay you see him starting off and showing you the relative size of like the characters, the ships, and then also showing you how seamless it is to traverse the continent and then traverse basically like the universe at the universe level or whatever. So it'll be really interesting to see what comes from that. I just think because of how grand of a scale it is, if they haven't set a date already, once they set a date, it's going to be really hard. I hope they have like 80% of the game completed before they talk about any dates, because if they don't, I feel like it's just going to be another flop, because they're going to have to try and meet deadlines and cut corners, and it's just not going to be what it seems like it's going to be from what I'm looking at on the trailer. So there's that.
Not to mention, it might end up also just getting canceled, because some games just get fucking canceled out of nowhere.
Right. But yeah, so I'll put respect on that. What was the other one? Oh, Nintendo has like an ARMS game, and what was the other Nintendo game that dropped? Super Mario. That I don't know too much about. I saw a little bit of trailer, so I can let you talk about that. The ARMS game just looks like it might be one of those like, not like Smash Brothers, but basically like Smash Brothers, like a competitive Nintendo game where you see like a nice little core group of motherfuckers that get around it and play it, and some conventions you'll probably see it there, and people who play it hardcore. But Nintendo always has that one game. Like I think even Splatoon was like had some niggas on there like that play for real.
Out of the box ass games.
Yeah, so they always have something that changes the concept, like an inventive type gameplay game that they come out with. So I think ARMS is just the other one in that list. So I don't think I'm ever gonna play it because I don't have a Switch. We're probably not getting one for a while, but
you know, it's kind of disappointing that they didn't put Luffy in there, because he seems like he would be a perfect match for the game. But you know, fuck it, it is what it is.
Right.
And then there's also Super Mario. I forget exactly the title of it, but it's some type of Super Mario game in which he's basically, it's in the theme of what I would say Super Mario Galaxy, in which he's going all over the place, and it's mostly in a city type setting. But basically, Mario can throw his hat onto different objects and he'll turn into him, like a dinosaur, a car, or a fucking frog, and all of these different other things. So that's supposed to be, I'm guessing, their new innovative way of displaying Mario in his games. And
I do like that Nintendo does that. They always try to give you something new.
Yep.
It's the one that keeps fresh. Like I feel like the other systems they'll give you one thing new, and then once they find out that worked, they stick to that formula. Yep. But Nintendo was always like, it's always giving me something. Like I don't even know who thought of this shit. I don't know where their creators are, but they better be getting paid a lot of money.
I mean, they also, I noticed that Nintendo also tends to give good music in their games over all the years. That's something I've always enjoyed about Nintendo. But another thing that's kind of disappointing is that how late they are with Rocket League.
Oh yeah, and a bunch of other games. Skyrim 2 is also coming to the Switch. It's like, and when I say Skyrim 2, I mean Skyrim also. There's not a second Skyrim out there. At least not that I know of. That wasn't known. So that's kind of sad because that game came out years ago.
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. There's a remake of Skyrim. Either Skyrim or
they're doing a remaster of it.
It's either Skyrim or it's what's one of those damn sword fighting games or whatever that looks like medieval and all that shit. You can join like
For Honor.
You can join like
Dark Souls.
No.
You join a different one?
Different like factions or guilds or whatever you can say.
It's sword fighting? World of Warcraft?
You can be like a lizard if you wanted to. You can be I think like a dwarf.
You not talking about World of Warcraft?
No, it's an actual like, regular console game. Always looked like shit to me.
Dynasty Warriors?
Nope.
Soul Calibur?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, it's not a sword fighting game, but you can be like a mage or swordsman or stealth.
And it's played the same way as what?
You can like pickpocket people's houses or whatever. It's like a large open world game.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Let's talk about Dishonored, but you can't pick classes in Dishonored.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know which one you'd be talking about.
It'll come to me, but supposedly people are disappointed just because they keep making remakes of the fucking game. Mm-hmm. But other than that, we got Assassin's Creed Origins. Been waiting on that for like smooth 2 years because they, they've usually been on a 1 year. Each year a new Assassin's Creed will come out, but yeah, I'm hoping that this is a good one. considering that they were able to put a bit more time into this one, in which it's set in Egypt, and the way that Eagle Vision works, instead of you walking around and activating Eagle Vision to see everything around you, they kind of took a Far Cry Primal approach in which you actually look at things through the eyes of an eagle friend that you have flying around to scope down and point out different enemies and points of interest in the game. So I'm hoping that'll be something that makes the game a bit different than the previous ones.
Got it.
And also the combat has changed up. So
you're talking about Assassin's Creed?
Yeah. So
and for me, man, I'm super hyped about Kingdom Hearts 3. This trailer was lit. I'm at a loss for words. I just hope that it actually comes out, man. If it actually comes out, no more delays, no more nothing. Day one.
And
I never pre-ordered a game. I might even pre-order that shit.
Damn. And last but not least, Detroit Become Human.
Oh, right.
That game is definitely going to be lit, assuming that it actually fulfills what it's advertised in the trailers and so forth.
Right.
In which that game is basically you are an AI robot, in which you're essentially trying to build up an army of these other robots who are basically slaves to humans, and they're trying to break free from that mold and live their own lives as independent creatures. Which kind of plays on the fear that some people have with the formation of AI, but it's definitely going to be very interesting, considering that each decision that you make in the game is going to tailor your own storyline throughout the whole course of that game. So yeah. I'm hoping that there are plenty of different endings to how the game works. That'll be the first time that I've ever seen something like that. I
still feel like it might be it might fall short, but I really like the concept. Once again, if it works, it's great. If it doesn't work, it's still good, because now we have another concept. No Man's Sky introduced that concept of building massive worlds. This is gonna extend that concept even more about making choices in games, which people want more and more, especially with like their single player experiences. I feel like a lot more people want to be able to control what happens. It gets more and more boring when you're just doing like, okay, I don't really have a choice in the storyline. I just have to go through the motions, unless it's like a first-person shooter. Yeah. So I definitely think that this is gonna be huge potential for those single-player story type games, man. And that'll be good for me.
We're excited about Spider-Man.
I mean, I like the way it looks, but I think that it's gonna degrade in the gameplay. I think it's not gonna be as fun, so to speak. Meaning, like, there's not going to be much to do. I think, like, if I bought it, I'm just going to go through the story and be done. And maybe that's how I've played the other Spider-Man games, but I do feel like there was a little bit more options in those. Seems like they're going to be very quick time heavy from what I've seen from just these different parts right here. But it does look beautiful, so I'll give it that for sure. It'll be a very pretty Spider-Man to play.
And Crackdown 3, I don't even want to mention that. Because it looks so bad.
Damn.
But they're at least bringing in the concept of destroyable worlds. Like, the world itself is actually destroyable, every single piece of it, and you can actually like enter anything and use anything as a weapon. So if you were to take down the whole building, you can actually use the gravel from the pieces from that building to throw at other people or whatever. And the way that works is that the world is set up as different servers or whatever, so that, you know, if you were to stand in one block and then 2 blocks over start shooting at another building, you're essentially breaking down a different server. So that's going to be most likely tough how that works when the game is actually played with multiple people online. I feel like that's going to be a shitload of lag. Yeah. But we'll see how it goes. Maybe technology is moving better than we thought.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, that's it for decent news.
Yo, thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed what you saw, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video. If you want to hear some more content, check out our other videos on the channel, or you can check out our podcast, The Decent Podcast, where we talk about all this and more. Links to all of our social media will be in the description box below. In the meantime, in between time, I gotta go get something to eat. I'm out of here. Peace.
I want it all. I said I'm mentally tough. Oh, what you thought I would quit? Even on days when I feel at my worst, I will get off my ass and then get back to work. Loud. Ain't nobody gonna get it for you. Better go ahead and get it by your motherfucking self. By yourself, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna get it for you. Better go ahead and get it by your motherfucking self. By yourself, nigga. Ain't nobody gonna get it for you. Better go ahead and get it by your motherfucking self, nigga. Ain't no damn excuses. All of those are useless. I don't ever use it. Don't ever confuse it. Love.